So you're welcome to today's presentation. Now, before we dive in, let me show you some things also what I'm going to be doing today. That's going to get your blood pumping, right? So right here, you can see from one of my students, basically, there are tons and tons of this, by the way. I'm just going to read through it so you understand what freelancing is and how you can get started in getting this type of results. So the first one we have here is the person says, Abdulmalai, it's been a month since I started freelancing. And you can see his first job here is at $8 per hour to work for 15 hours per week, right? So $8 per hour, it's basically let's just do a quick math of what this beginner is earning. Okay. So $8 per hour is 8 times 15 hours a week. And that's $120 every single week. Right? So $120 every single week at current exchange rate is 87,000. That is times 730. That's how much I used to change dollars recently. Right? It's 7,600 naira, right? Now, if you times that, it is 7,600 times 4, that's in a month. He's earning 350,000 naira in 1 month of starting freelancing. Now, this is something that we both know it's not going to be easily possible if you study the traditional, went to school, studied medicine and surgery, or you studied pharmacy or engineering or any of this type of school or any of this type of degree that are gotten in schools, right? And you have another one here, email copywriting. This job is for $400, right? For a single gig that's going to take about maybe at most 7 days to complete. You're getting paid $400. 400 times 730 at current exchange rate is 292,000 naira for a single job that takes about 3 to 5 days to complete, actually, or even less, depends on your agreement with the client. I will have another one here, 300. Okay, no, this is not $300. It's zooming here, you can see it's copywriting expert required. And the person is going, match is really going well for me. This is the biggest win so far in my journey. And these are like students on the Hyper Faster Permanent Programs group chat, right? So these are like real life people who started freelancing are getting similar results, right? So you can see, and you can see it's copyright expert required, and the pay is $3,000. $3,000. That's 3,000 times 730 is 2,190,000 naira for a project. For a single project, someone is getting paid $3,000. And there are tons and tons and tons and tons of this and how this can actually work through for you, right? So you can see on our here, new months, new deals. Trying to also in there, right? And you can see it. We agreed to $500, right? So every 2 weeks, I'll pay you $250, right? And that's basically it. And you can see on that one, I got my first offer and the writing it, right? Person is getting a job of $115 as his first offer, and that is 70. That's about 70. That's about 70 to 80,000 naira, right? I'll have another one here for $500, right? So all of this is just me trying to show you how lucrative what it is that you are actually going to be learning on this presentation is. So what you want to do is you want to set aside all distraction, put away that noise that is making, if you're in a noisy environment, put away it's quiet. If someone is distracting you, you feel like your friends will distract you or your friends will just tell you something that's going to take your attention away from this class, then find a particular good place to actually stay. Make sure your network is good. Make sure you subscribe your data. And in the next 1 hour, your life is going to change. And let's be honest, you know it, I know it, you can feel it. There is a reason why you clicked on the adverts that brought you to the point where you're watching this video. Every action we take has a reason why it's actually being taken. Maybe there's something you're supposed to learn, maybe there's something you're supposed to avoid, and the rest of that. But because of those actions, this is the cause that it brings you to. So I believe that you are destined for greatness, or at least for the serious ones here. I'm not talking to every one of you on this that is watching this right now. I'm talking about you in particular that knows what it is you want and what you want to get out of this. And let's continue. Okay. So once again, you are welcome to today's class, right? On today's class, you're going to be learning the new way, 3 secret steps to freelance your way to making at least $1,000 and above each and every single month, right? Meaning at least $500 to $1,000 every single month. Even if you don't have a skill, even if you've not been paying dollars before, even if you don't have a high income skill, right? You don't know any about these things, even if you're a newbie. And by the end of this class, you should know exactly what it is you need to do step by step on how you should achieve this particular target, right? $1,000 per month is about 730,000 naira, and that's not like so much of a big amount of money. But if you're a beginner, it might seem like very big money to you, but it's not like it's something that's super huge. Okay. Now, a few things to know before we get started and why I'm doing this, right? So, a few things to know before we get started. I'm just going to few things to know before we get. Let me stop the share, right? So, a few things to know before we get started, and let me tackle some particular things here, right? Number one, this is not a get rich quick scheme. So if you're looking for something where you can get started today and the next 5 days you've made $1 million, then this is not going to be for you. right? I have students who have made all the way up to a gig of $10,000. And they were not beginners. Now, I'm not saying you're going to make any money as a beginner, but what you're going to make as a beginner is around that $500, $400, and the rest of that. And in my opinion, that's very good money that the average Nigerian actually ever gets to make. So please take note of that. Now, the second reason is that I'm going to be showing you the difference between this right here, right? So if you count these dollars in my hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And if you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This is basically Naira notes. Now, this is $600, $100 bills, and this is 6,000 Naira. And yet, this is so massively bigger than this, way bigger than this, that if you times this by more than at least 80, you still won't get the amount of money being held there. This should be about, this is $600, so this should be about 400 and something K, about 460K or 440K, basically, right? And even if you add all the 1,000 Naira notes I have here, that amount to about 50K right here with me, it's still not going to reach just a single one of these notes. Now, Walter, why are you showing me dollars and Naira note and the rest of that? You don't come. Well, I am not showing you this to brag or to make you feel inferior or anything. I'm just showing you how much more easier it is. So you can see it in physical, how much more easier it is to get paid at least $100 bill when working with foreign companies or foreign clients in first world countries or advanced countries and their economies than it is to get a Nigerian to pay you this 50,000 Naira we are right here in my hand. Okay. And throughout the duration of this class, you're going to learn exactly how it is you're going to do it, right? So the last reason is, why am I doing this? Well, at the end of this video, I'm going to present you with a program. I'm going to decide if it's for you to take advantage of, or if it's not for you to take advantage of. Now, if you don't like anything like that, that's entirely your choice. You can decide to leave the class right now. In fact, I would advise you leave the class right now, because I feel like if you can't have that progressive mindset, then this is not going to be for you. But on that note, let's proceed forward and continue with today's class, okay? Because I have so much to teach you in the next 1 hour. I'm going to try and maybe speed through it a little bit so you get everything right. Okay, now the goal of today's webinar is to help you understand what freelancing is, and for you to see the numerous possibilities and for you to see the numerous possibilities that comes with working for foreign clients, and how this can upgrade your finances, right? Now, you see, unless you're already rich, chances are that this in the current state of the Nigerian economy is messing you up. I mean, if you're earning $1,000 at the beginning of last year, that means you're earning about 555K, right? And if you're earning 500K at the beginning of last year, the things you can afford this year is going to be significantly less compared to what you could afford around that time when you were earning 500K per month. Whereas if you're earning $1,000 last year, at the beginning of last year as your salary, and earning 555K, if you're earning that same amount of money right now, I'm making about 730,000 naira. So you're able to either afford the same things or even slightly more things than you can afford last year without your salary increasing, without you changing jobs, just you still earning that same particular amount of money, right? So these are the chances that earning in dollars brings to you wherever you are staying, whether you're staying in Nigeria or you're staying outside the country and the rest of that, right? And even if by chance you're doing pretty well, you said now to that price can have opened you up and opened your eyes for the need for you to actually earn in dollars. Now, if you stay on to the end of today's class, you're going to learn things like what freelancing is and how you can get started. We have to find foreign clients and companies that will pay you in dollars and how to position yourself as a Nigerian freelancer to attract international clients. We're going to learn how to choose a profitable skill, the best type of skills you're going to sell as a freelancer while living in Nigeria or wherever you are in the world and make a profit out of it. And how to choose what niche or industry to focus in where the most money is at and where the people who are going to pay the most ads can work, right? So you're going to learn how to do all of this using my 3 fail-proof steps that I'll be showing to you shortly. Now, who is this for? This is for you if you are fed up with the current situation of things in Nigeria and you want to do better. You want to do better financially so you can help yourself and your loved ones. Now, this is also for you if you work a 9-to-5 job where you work yourself tirelessly. Yes, you are unappreciated and you are underpaid. This is for you if you're a young person anywhere in the world worried about the future and what has in store for you. Or maybe a housewife who doesn't have anything doing and you're looking for a way to legally earn money legitimately online, right? If you fit under any of these categories, then I want to sit back, get rid of all distractions, and let's get started. Now, one more thing. What I'm about to show to you here is something that is super easy and you can get at least your first gig in the next 1 month or less or more, right? But there is a catch, and there is always a catch because, and you should be happy that there's a catch and a criteria because if there wasn't any of these things, then everyone would be doing it. And if everyone could actually do it, then it won't give you the propensity or it won't give you the ability to make thousands of dollars or get rich actually doing it. So if you fall under this category, then you are good to go for year on forth. Number one, you are slightly educated. You don't have to complete a university. I personally, I dropped out of school because of lack of funds. But you can speak good English, you can write good English, you can understand good English, then this is going to work for you. If you can't do that, I'm sorry, this is not going to work for you. There are other ways to make money online, but this particular method I'm going to be showing you, it's not going to be for you. Okay. Number two, you can navigate through the internet little by little, right? You can tell when you're chatting with a robot, like when you came into my DM, right? And you know how to maybe sign up on websites and the rest of that, those simple things. If you can do that, then also, this is also for you. All right, so let's continue. Now, what makes today's class different? What makes today's class different is you get to learn directly from someone who has actually worked it up. Right? It's easy for anyone to come out there and say, yo, I've made $500 or I've made $1,000, I've made millions of naira year and year. Right? But it's easy for anyone to come out and say that, right? But do they have proof? Well, I do, right? So I'm going to learn from me. This is a proof. This is one of my upper profiles where I made $13,558 in the space of 4 months, right? It's actually a total of $60,000. Now we can simply go on Upwork.com and you can search for Walter A. Naya, or right here on this call, we can log in right now to my Upwork profile. I'm going to see what I'm actually talking about. Okay. Okay, so let's wait for it to load up. I understand I agree to the terms here. Okay, so it seems to just be reloading for no reason. All right, so I agree with that. So let's go to my profile, right? So let's wait for it to load up for like maybe the next 3 seconds, and then we can proceed on to this class, okay? So you can see it right here, right? Walter in Dubai United Arab Emirates, right? That's where I mainly base. Sometimes I'm in Nigeria, sometimes I'm here, right? So you can see it's over $10,000 plus, and it's actually over $60,000, and within the space of 5 months, working only 12 jobs. Okay, so let's proceed. Let's continue. Now, before we get started, let me introduce myself because chances are this is the first time you're getting to meet me. Or maybe you've heard about me before, but you don't really know what I do and what Walter A is all about, right? So let's just breeze through that. My name is Walter A. I'm a top-rated plus freelance copywriter. I'm an 8-figure freelancer in Naira, and I'm a mentor to over 3,000 plus students. And I've collectively made over $2.5 million in the past 2 years with my teaching. I'm also a client acquisition expert. So I'm good at getting businesses and individuals to work with me, right? And I've transferred that knowledge to my students, and they'll be able to use the same knowledge to actually impact and change their life extremely, right? And just in case this part confuses you, mentor to over 3,000 I've made $2.5 million. I mean, go to the beginning of this class, and I showed you my students, and I showed you how much they were closing, right? And you're seeing them closing $500 per gig in a week. You're seeing them closing $3,000 gigs. You're seeing them making over $10,000, $20,000, and the rest of that. So this is nothing. Sure, this is nothing that is complicated. And I believe that at the end of the day, you can also get started freelancing and you'll be earning such figures in no time. Okay. Now, before I was any of these things, I actually had a very rough start compared to most people. So here's how it's all begun. This was me back in my mother house back in 2018. I was working with low paying Nigerian clients. I was being underpaid. And I was a struggling copywriter. Around this time, I just dropped out of the university. I was studying pharmacy, right? And what made me drop out was lack of school fees. Plus, let's just say I was more entrepreneurial minded and like, there's no need to killing myself for school when I'm not even seeing money to actually complete the school. So I dropped out and I decided that, okay, I need to find something to earn online. I was using my Infinix Hot 5 back then. The button was not good. I learned about freelancing. I was like, this is something that can make me thousands of dollars. But when I started, I did it the wrong way. I was working with Nigerian clients. And as a result of that, I was being underpaid and I was a struggling copywriter, right? I was basically writing their emails, writing their captions, replying their messages, coming up with graphics, designing their graphics, and the rest of that, both across Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And that was a lot of work. I was getting paid 10,000 naira per month. So I was working with 3 clients at the time, and that was 30,000 naira per month. And That was way too much work for the amount of money I was earning. I was still living in a mother house. I didn't even have electricity. So I had to like save and buy a power bank to actually be using my phone to work there. And over time, I was almost burnt out. I was like, if I have to continue this, I have to actually find the thousands of dollars. And they told me that I can actually earn online with freelancing. And they decided to start targeting foreign businesses. So I tried and got my mentor's course. And within my first month, I got my first gig at $100. Now, back then, the money came in at 36,500 via World Remit. If you transact dollars around that time, you actually know about it, right? Via World Remit. And I was like, oh, well, this is mad. Because for a job that took me 3 to 5 days, it was actually 5 days. On the fifth day, I submitted it, where I completed around the third day or so, if I remember correctly. I got paid more than my three, the three clients I'm working with, their monthly salary combined, and I still had a lot of extra on top of it, right? And I was like, this is what I want to do. And over time, I kept on going via freelancing, targeting international companies and international business owners in first world countries. And before you know, I started getting gigs of $500, $1,000, $2,000, $6,500, and even $10,000. So this is the picture taken from the mud house on the day I moved out. This is my bag. This I see the half carpet, and you can look at the water cooler plugged in the wall there, because rats and cockroaches used to come in from there, and also water used to actually leak from there when it rains heavily. Before I got to where I am right now. So until I learned how to freelance properly and land high-paying foreign clients who would pay me in dollars, I struggled. And now I'm able to afford the lifestyle I want, work my own hours, I meet people of high importance. But I've made about $100,000 in the past 4 years as a freelancer. Okay, this is me residing in Dubai. This is me in my elevator going up to my apartment. This is me in front of the Burj Khalifa, front of the Museum of the Future. This is me with my mentor, Ronald Zimora, right? And this is me with the CEO of NairaBet, by the way, Honorable Akin Alabi. You might know him, all right? So I've also been able to travel first class and the rest of that. Now, again, I'm not telling you all of this for you to say, you just want to oppress us. We're talking about your success and the rest of that. No, I am telling you this so you see in full HD how much this can change your life, right? And this is a credit alert, 4.3 million into my account from a gig I closed. That was $6,500, and they sent me the full payment upfront. One of the best jobs I've ever done, right? And you can see it right here. It was ZN9 on screen, so you can see it's credit alert on my account, and you can see the person that sent it to me here is Ahmad Musa. That is my exchanger. I exchanged the money with his hand around then. Okay, so that's it. Now, if you'd like to be able to afford the things you want without stress and live a pleasant life via freelancing and working for foreign international clients and businesses, then I would like you to type zero limits down in the comment section, and let's proceed. All right, awesome. Now, the best part about all of this, like I said, is that this transformation has not just happened for only me, but it happened for my students too, right? One of my students, hi Walter, I hit $5,000 today. And I was like, let's go. I'm super proud. You can see it's right here, $5,000 without earning 17 jobs done and 205 hours on Upwork, right? I'll take Timileyin, for example. This was the first time Timileyin DM'd me on September 2021. Then I just started the high paid entrepreneur program, or I just started teaching people how to do freelancing. And he's like, hi Walter, please send me the free webinar that teaches you how to get high paying foreign clients and gigs as a freelancer in Nigeria, right? And he went from that to this, right? Timileyin, that was in 2021. Under the space of 1 year, he's like, hey Walter, $20,000 milestone hit. Always appreciate you. And you can see it right here, $20,000 and then own direct response copywriter. You can see the snapshot on the right side of it right here. You can go on Upwork and look for his profile, and you also see that. So this is not like it's not a fallacy, it's not a dream or something that's out of that is not attainable for you. As long as you fit the criteria of you can speak good English, you can write good English, you can understand good English, then this is definitely going to work for you. Okay. So yeah, on that one from User Master is like with the tips together. I recently achieved this today. And it's closing a gig of $800, right? And I was like, awesome, right? Or one of my other students, one of my favorite testimonials, by the way, it's like, this is true, boss Walter. I was talking about something on my status and it was commented. It was like, I tried to take the course on social media marketing, right? And that's a high income skill that you're going to learn how to do today, by the way. And I got my first job at $1,000 for just working 10 minutes every day. Some days I don't even work at all, and I still brought them results, right? And I recently had 3 interviews, and I just got on that gig, worked for a sports coaching brand, worth $6,000 to work for 6 months. Then I will get a return and equity in the company if I exceed expectations. I'm like, this is really awesome, right? And now I'm going to tell you that you are most likely not going to get $1,000 working 10 minutes every day, especially if you're a beginner. But I can tell you that if you stick to everything and the principle I'm going to show you how to implement today and how to become a high-paid freelancer living in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria, but anywhere in the world, then this is definitely you're going to even earn way more above $1,000 per gig and per project as time goes forward, okay? So one of my favorite testimonials is from Salman Kokume, like, boss, good evening. This is just a random appreciation message. You could have kept your knowledge to yourself and not shared it with us. Your selflessness is changing my life. I owe you another testimonial video coming up this month. Okay, so this is one of my favorite ones. Now, to make this even better, to make freelancing even better, this is not a one-off type of thing, right? Just because you get paid $2,000 does not mean you won't get paid more and above that, right? So because your first job is at $100, $200, $500, does not mean I'm going to make more and above that amount of money being made. So I guess what I'm trying to tell you all as well is that this works. It has worked for me and thousands of my students who have real verifiable results. And I believe that it can work for you too. Now, the question is, would you want to go through all I went through? Start from the bottom, start from a mud house, worked my way up, start getting low paying gigs of $100 to $500, I start getting the gigs that pay me $1,000 and above. By the way, if you don't know what gigs are simply jobs that freelancers do, okay? Or would you choose this? We like the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method like my students actually already have. Like if you want the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method like my students have, or you want the harder part like me, whichever you decide, I actually think you're going to go for the simpler, faster, and more straightforward method. And simply respond with a firm yes in the chat box if you're all right, awesome. Now, one more thing before we dive into the main core of today's class. You may be wondering whether you can or you can't do what I'm about to share with you today. And this is a very valid concern because what you are really trying to know is this: will this time be different? Will you finally be able to get a solution if you're looking for all this while, right? I mean, this is not the first online money making opportunity you're hearing about, but you're trying to see if this is going to be the one that will turn your life around. And I'll be the first. And this, if this is your first, then I want to be lucky at it because this is definitely going to be the solution if you fit the criteria I already mentioned. Okay. I believe you can. And as we go through this presentation today, I'm going to show you how this unique approach that we use to freelancing has worked for different people. Different people from different backgrounds, all with their own unique set of challenges. And this should help you. So look forward to that. And this should help you see that you too can do this. Now, on that note, let us get started. Okay? So sorry about that. This light is affecting my eyes a little bit. So let's get started. First thing you want to know is what is freelancing and how does freelancing work? So freelancing is simply you working for multiple clients, right? Or you offering your skill or services to multiple individuals and businesses. Now, on the surface, that might seem like you have to do more work to earn more money. But I'm going to redefine freelancing now for the way I and my students do it. Freelancing is you simply offering digital skills to foreign businesses and getting paid top dollars in return for those skills or services that you offer. Right? Now, how does freelancing work? Freelancing works when you offer these skills to these companies or these businesses or these individuals and get paid for it. Now, there are several scenarios of freelancers around all around this life, right? The person that repairs your gen is a freelancer. If you repairs your gen or fix your fuel tap for 1,000 naira and goes to fix your neighbor's fuel tap for 1,000 naira and fix maybe like 5 people in your streets for 1,000 naira, that means he made about 7,000 naira that day, right? Same thing with the plumber, right? Or the same thing with the plumber electrician that you call to do things for you in your house. They are all freelancers. But now, why they are so disadvantageous is that, or why they are only so wrong is that number one, they are serving the poverty capital of the world. That's Nigeria. They are working, they are selling to poor people, people who can't afford the premium services. Number two, they have no idea of their high income skill and the demand for their work. Why is this there? Because their skill does not have the ability to pay them thousands of dollars. I'm going to show you why this is so important and why when you do freelancing, when I and my students do it, you see why it's not so difficult to get the kind of results that they are getting. Okay? So now that you now understand what freelancing is, let's move on to the 4 secret prayerful steps that makes one a successively massive freelancer. Now, the first thing is step 1, get a high income skill. So, what's a high income skill? Now, remember what I said freelancing is you selling digital skills or offering digital skills and services to companies in first world countries and getting paid for it. So the first thing you want to do is if you want to become a massively successful freelancer, especially while living in Nigeria or anywhere in the world, they are going to follow this pay proof formula that I give to my students. I'm giving it to you right now for free, so you can use. And the step one of that is for you to get a high income skill. Now, what's a high income skill? A high income skill is a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars. It has that potential to get you paid thousands of dollars for what you know and what that skill is, and also has high demand. Now, repeat that in your ears and write that down. A high income skill, by my definition and student definition, is a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars. This is how I define for my students, and also has high demand in the market. You want it to fit these two super important criteria. And why is it that you want it to fit these two super important criteria? So you can make money fast. Okay? If you have a skill that has high demand but doesn't have the ability to get paid thousands of dollars, then you can find yourself working from morning to night for like a whole month. At the end of the month, you look into your bank account and all you've made is $500, right? That's too much effort for such little turn, right? I'm not saying that's bad. $500 in a month is about, let's just do the quick math. $500 in a month's time, 730 is about $365,000, right? That's still a very good amount of money. That's a very decent amount of money. Okay. Now, if you have a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars but doesn't have high demand, then it's going to take you much more longer to get your first job. And eventually, if anything happens and you and that company or that client stop, it's going to take you a lot longer time again for you to get your second job. So if you want to be on the safe side and maximize everything you're doing, you want to make sure that your skill has these two criteria, which is has the ability to get you paid thousands of dollars and also has high demand. Once you have these two things, you are already like 50% there, to be honest. Okay. So the advantage of this is that, or the importance of step one is that the more demand for your skill, the more money you can make. And since your skill has more demand, it's also easier for you to get your first job in a much faster time than compared to others, right? So that means the faster you get to see progress and success in freelancing. And also it means the harder it becomes for you to fail because because you know that as long as you put in the effort, you're going to get kicked out here because these companies are for people who can do these skills and services and pay them really good amount of money for it. Okay. So that's the importance of step one. But once you have step one, like I said, you already have at least 50% of the equation to making thousands of dollars online via freelancing. Okay, now once you have step one, you want to get step two. Now, what is step two? Step two is positioning yourself on freelance platforms or on platforms where you can be seen by businesses and individuals. Okay, so ouch, sorry about that. So what type sorry about you want to position yourself on platforms where you can be seen by foreign businesses and foreign individuals. Now, why is this important? Because if you cannot be seen, or if you have a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars and also has high demand, but you're not out there looking for people who actually have the demand for this skill, or you're not out there where people who need you to actually do these jobs for them and use this skill for them, want to actually want to pay you $10 can actually see you, then what's the use, right? It's like trying to shoot in the dark. You're not putting yourself out here. It's like you're trying to shout. Yeah, maybe you are in Abuja and trying to call someone by name, not even with phone or any of this thing, and trying to call their name when they're in Lagos, right? So you want to put yourself on platforms where you can get this type of jobs and where people who are looking for freelancers like you or people who can offer skills and services like you can actually find you. Okay, you want to put yourself on platforms like this. Okay, so there are for this, there are two main types of platforms that you can use. The first one is freelance platforms. So freelance platforms or freelancing platforms are basically platforms where people who want to hire freelancers come. All right. I myself am a business owner and I also hire freelancers, but I only hire my students. I won't telling me I should come and give a job if I want my students, right? So I hire my students, right? And I go on freelance platform to hire some people, right? And the second one is social media platforms, or we call it one of the outbound. So freelance platforms are platforms like Fiverr. I don't recommend Fiverr, but it's not a bullshit freelance platform. Upwork, I recommend Upwork because my students have seen tons of results from that. I myself have seen tons of results from that, right? And there's freelancer.com. I've never really used that. There's Pico Workers and like that. There's Top Talent and like that. There are tons of them, right? So you can use freelance platforms or you can use social media platforms. Now, the second way is basically social media platforms. And this is you using social media networks to connect with CEOs, company owners, founders, co-founders, assistants, and the rest of that, and getting to work with your company and pitching yourself out there and giving them value and getting paid thousands of dollars in return for that. So one of the favorite social media platforms you can use is called LinkedIn. And this is where businesses are, job creators are, the rest of that are trying to link up. So you can reach out to CEOs there co-founders, their assistants, their secretary, head of copy, head of writing, copy chief, head of digital marketing. These are people you call decision makers and get to work with them. So when you position yourself on these platforms, I'm going to show you exactly how you can position yourself the right way. But it's not just to say, oh, I've joined Upwork or oh, I've joined LinkedIn. No, you actually have to take some particular steps that can actually help you get to be seen easily by these folks and get paid really good amounts of money from working with them. Right? So that's what step 2 is. Now, the importance of step 2 is that you get to get paid strictly in dollars. Right? You will also, so because you are put yourself out there with foreign companies or foreign individuals can find you, you get paid strictly in dollars. Now, when I say foreign companies or foreign clients, please take full notes. I'm talking about countries, I'm talking about first world countries or people living in first world countries that are business owners, right? I'm not talking, the first world are basically economies that are actually booming. So some examples are Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, United States, New Zealand, Singapore, United Arab Emirates, and the rest of that. Now, why is this important? Because these are rich countries. Like, take for instance, my rent in Dubai is almost $3,000 every single month. So I'm paying around 2 million naira every single month for doing that. So someone staying in Dubai now would have a functional business. And the person will be able to pay you the good amount of money. But my rent in Nigeria is basically 3 million naira a year. Maybe I'm paying 2 million naira per month outside this, right? And that's even me. I'm even paying huge amounts of money for my rent in Nigeria. So I want you to imagine other people the poverty capital of the world, Nigeria, right here, where people can't afford to pay. Basically, people are paying maybe 500K a year for their house rent, or 100K a year for their house rent, or this and the rest of that. And that's like $100 a year that they're paying for their house rent, right? So if you're offering to people in Nigeria, Nigeria is currently ranked as the poverty capital of the world. We're struggling that with India. So if you're selling to people like that, it's going to be much harder. If you're telling a company in Nigeria that you want to build their website and they should pay you 2 million naira, they will shout. They will say, what? Jesus, and rest of that. But if you are telling a company in a first world country that they should pay you $3,000 to build their website or $2,500, this is about 2 million naira too, even more than that. They would gladly pay you because they see the value in it and because they can easily afford and because they can even easily afford your services. Okay, that's just simply how it works. Now, when I'm talking about, so you also don't want to go and start targeting companies in Pakistan, no offense to Pakistan, but or India and the rest of that, because these are, like I said, these are all first world countries. We want to target particularly first world countries. This is what I tell my students to do, and they make the most results out of it. Okay? Now, this is where the real money is. Because if you have a skill and nobody knows you have that skill, then you're just like a jobless farmer, or you're just like a jobless expert that doesn't really have anybody to do that with him, that doesn't really have anyone to recommend or give him jobs. Okay? Now, there is a question for you. How does one separate themselves from other freelancers offering the exact same services as them? Right? Because if you get started freelancing today, you might decide to do copywriting, how what I do. Or you might decide to do website designing, or you decide to become a programmer, or you might decide to learn technical writing. Sorry, I haven't forgot. I didn't mention high income skills for you. So great examples of high income skills can get paid thousands of dollars and also has high demand is technical writing, copywriting. I'm a copywriter, I write adverts and the rest, right? Digital marketing, social media marketing, UI/UX design, programming, web design, virtual assistants, and the rest of that, right? So if you decide to do any of these skills, there are going to be other people like you who are doing it. Now, don't get me wrong, like I said, these are high income skills, so there's tons of them. Definitely, as long as you are sending out proposals, you are definitely going to get jobs and you're definitely going to get paid. But how do you separate yourself from others offering the same service as you? And the reason you want to do that is because you want to earn a higher amount and you don't want to even have even less competition. And I'll give you the answer to that in the step number 3 that is needed for you to become a fucking rich. Sorry for the reason that word, but a bloody rich freelancer while living in Nigeria. I'm talking about you earning at least nothing less than $1,000 every single month. And that's about 730,000 every single month. And I'm sure an extra 730,000 every single month would make things different for you. Okay, and the question that is for you to create a compelling offer. So what's a compelling offer? A compelling offer is basically something that helps you stand out from the competition and makes your businesses or your internet audience see you in a better limelight. So let me give you a simple example because that's the best way I like to explain it. So let's say you are a graphics designer and Walter, I'm also a graphics designer, right? Now, you can go out there and say you want to get a freelancer because that's a skill under graphic design. That's a skill. You can go out there now and say, I'm a graphic designer, I design graphics for everyone. I design graphics for this person. Send me your flyers, send me your posters, I will design it for you. And because you have a high income skill, people are going to hire you, right? They're going to pay you $5,000, they're paying you $30, and at the end of the month, look at how much you've made. You've worked very hard. Look at how much you've made, and you've made about $300, you made about $500, and that is a decent amount. But I, on my other hand, I create a compelling offer. Instead of me saying I'm a graphic designer and I work with everybody, I think what kind of people actually need this my skills or services? And it will be people who are mostly on Instagrams, businesses that are on Instagrams, or people who create content like TikTok content and YouTube content. So I try to go for people who create content on YouTube, and I'm like, I'm a graphic designer that helps YouTube content creators create compelling thumbnails. You know what thumbnails are? Those pictures you see on the YouTube video before you click them, they are attractive to you. Those are thumbnails, right? So I design creative thumbnails for these YouTube content creators and gets them more views. It gets them increase in their views and gets them more views. Now, for each company, each content creator I work with every single month, I'm going to charge them $300, right? So if I work with only 4 content creators, I charge them, I'm making $1,200. Or I can charge that each content creator I work with, I charge them $500 per month, and they will pay gladly, right? And that, my friend, is what a compelling offer is. It separates you from the rest and also helps you do less work while you are earning more. That way, you're bringing together working smart and working hard into the equation, and you are literally almost becoming unstoppable in this. So the importance of step 3 is that you get to separate yourself from the competition. Very important. Because if you want to earn the big bucks here, you want to earn what top 20% of freelancers that me and my students are earning, then you want to separate yourself from the this thing, competition. You get to set your own prices. Like I said, you get to be the one to determine how much they get to pay you, not the other way around, right? And you get to get paid more because obviously when you set your own price, you're not going to set yourself a very low price and the rest of that. So that's the importance of creating a compelling offer and creating a market segment for yourself, okay? So that's it. Now for step 4, step 4 is simply you getting hired and getting paid. So let's do a recap, right? So far we've covered what freelancing is and how you can get started. We have to find foreign companies that will pay you in dollars. How to position yourself as a Nigerian freelancer to attract international clients. And the 4 critical steps needed to become a Nigerian freelancer, earning in dollars, and lots more. So let's do a recap. The first step you want is step 1, which is getting a high income skill. The high income skill is simply a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars and has tons of demand in the market. Like I said, you want it to have those. If any particular one of them is missing, then you are going to find your journey a little bit more difficult. And that's why average freelancers or people who just go start freelance and they don't even know their direction are actually struggling out there in the market. Now, number 2, you want to take that same skills and take yourself and put in a platform online where you can do it. But remember, you can do this from either your phone or your laptop, where people in first world countries or people who are looking for your skills and services can actually hire you. Now, once you have that, you are already like 90% done. The only reason you have step 3 is so that you can make more money by doing less work. And that's why you create a compelling offer to separate yourself from the market or separate yourself from the competition. Okay? And then step 4, you simply get hired and you get paid. And why is getting paid so important? Because if you mistakenly say you want to receive your $1,000 at CBN exchange rate, your money will come at 400,000 naira, 450,000 naira. Or if you're receiving at current black market exchange rate, you're receiving at 750,000 naira or 730,000 naira. That's almost like 300K difference if you make such a silly mistake. Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can actually get paid in the best possible exchange rate. All right. So far that's what we've covered. Now, if you are still listening, you're following this class and you are eager to become a high-paid freelancer, then you are in for a massive treat. And that's because I have something extremely special for you watching this right now. Now, you'd agree with me that it's been a great time spent well so far. I cannot cover everything up in an hour's webinar, even if we had all day. So here's a special offer that you can get everything you need to know to start from scratch to become an expert or to make the most out of it or to earn thousands of dollars. And if you act very fast, I'm going to give you a very special deal. Okay? Now, What if when it comes to making money online, you can actually eat your cake and have it too, right? I mean, chances are that this isn't the first online money making opportunity that you are hearing about. You might have heard of others, but you never jumped in on others because you've been asking yourself this question: how do I minimize the risks and pressure that comes with making money online and maximize its benefits? You might think, crypto, well, if you don't have a good source of income flow, then trying to get into crypto or forex trading is like a suicidal note for yourself. If you have only 100K saved and you say it's crypto or forex trading you want to do, then it's gone. The market will take your money because number one, you are inexperienced. Number two, it was actually losing how to win in this type of market, right? But with freelancing and selling your high income skills and services, you don't have any room to lose except you don't do anything. But you're not still going to lose no matter how you look at it. You're going to gain knowledge that will stay with you forever. And that knowledge is not just any type of knowledge that, oh, you have knowledge for the sake of knowing the knowledge. No, you have a knowledge that can make you thousands of dollars at any given point in time in life because these are relevant skills that you're going to have. Okay? So before I proceed, please note, don't let old habits stop from taking advantage of what I'm about to offer to you, right? So, Walter, what are those old habits? I'll tell you in a minute. Let me drink water before my saliva kills me, right? So, different old habits. Old habits of, can I do this? I sincerely believe that you can. But remember what I said. If you can speak good English, you can write good English, you understand good English, then you are safe. And you have at least maybe a secondary school education. You don't have to have a university education. I don't have a university education. Then you are safe. You can do this. But if you don't really fit under that criteria, most likely you can't do this. And I'm going to tell you the truth because I don't want you to waste your time trying to say what I want to do. If you cannot do that, you can't do it. There are other ways you can make money online. Don't despair. There are other ways, but freelancing in particular, this one of earning dollars online would not work for you. And that's fine. Try and find the other ways they can legitimately and legally earn in dollars or make money online. Okay. The second one is, why is Walter doing this? Well, why am I doing this? Because you're a stranger, most likely, if you're watching this, right? Maybe it's the first time you're actually coming across. Two reasons. Number one, I like to impart knowledge. I know exactly how painful it felt when I had to drop out of school because of lack of funds. And today, I've never actually mentally recovered from that particular pain and anguish I actually felt. And number two, because at the end of this, you're actually going to pay me a sum of money. And if that pisses you off, I understand. You can leave the class right now. But if you make the payment and join the hybrid faster payment program, just like you saw the students in the first slide of this class, then you are never going to regret it because they're going to hold you by the hand and show you exactly how you can earn similar job breaking and good amount of results like them. Okay, so without further ado, with that being said, I would like to personally invite you to the high paid freelancer premium program. The high paid freelancer premium program was created back in 2021. I've been freelancing for a couple of years before then, but I didn't want to share anybody on 2021. Right? I created it to show people that you can do freelancing online and make thousands of dollars. Because I also majorly created it because I saw some people who were doing freelancing as Nigerians, but they were making only about $100 per month. Why the fuck are you making such low amounts of money when you can actually make the best? And that's when I discovered these secrets. Some of them I shared with you here, which is most of them don't even have a high income skills, but they're just struggling out there. Right? You have a skill that can get you paid thousands of dollars and has high demand. So that's why you're struggling to make $500 per month. Right? Some of them don't know how to position themselves on these platforms, right? And they don't have compelling offer. And so the high paid program was created to tackle all of this and also take newbies from completely clueless to actually earn at least $500 to $1,000 per month freelancing. Okay. Now, to help you decide if this is for you, here is what you get when you join as a new member today. Now, you have to understand the hybrid freelancer program is split into two main parts, right? The first part is the client acquisition part, which it was mainly made for, which is to help you get high-paying foreign clients from first world countries and get them to pay you for the value you provide and for the skill or service that you offer. And the second part is to teach you these skills till you are at least an expert that you can offer to these companies that are in high demand and how you can do them for them too. So the first thing you're going to get is section number one, the beginner-friendly Upwork Mastery course that is designed to take you from $0 to $6,000 in as little as 4 months. Okay, in as little as 4 months. Now I'm going to learn how to use Upwork. Upwork is this platform right here, right? Upwork is this platform right here that I used to close over $16,000 in the space of 5 months, right? And if we go down here, we will see how much people are actually willing to pay you for this, right? You can see copywriter, because I'm a copywriter, that's why I'm seeing these jobs. copywriter needed with experience in music, right? And the estimated budget for this job is $300. Now, if I get this job, I'm going to get paid $300. Now, if you times that at current exchange rate, that's 219,000. And there are tons and tons of this, and it can be located in the United States. Remember, first world countries, right? And there are tons and tons and tons and tons of this, right? This one is even a very small paying job. You can find someone to pay you $10, $50 per hour. You can find $10, $45 per hour, right? And there are so many of them basically, right? You can even search for it. Okay, so you're going to learn how to use this platform to know what type of jobs you apply to, how to find these jobs, how to get them to reply you for these jobs, and how to get hired on this platform to work these jobs. Okay, that was what we're going to learn in section number 1. All right. So now in section number 2, you're going to learn the LinkedIn outbound client acquisition platform. We're going to learn how to use LinkedIn, social media network, to find clients that our anyone can do it without you relying on luck. We're going to learn how to reach out to CEOs and other decision makers in these companies and get them to work with you and hire you for your skill or service. Maybe you're a writer, maybe you're a website designer, maybe you are a virtual assistant. We're going to learn how to reach out and get them to work with you for this service without you relying on luck. And this is going to get you results as soon as you start implementing that. Okay. Now, section number 3, you're going to learn the Facebook client acquisition system. How to find more clients than you ever need on Facebook without you spending the time. How to whet your appetite. I'm going to give you an insight of a very simple thing that 80% of the losing freelancers are doing, but 20% of my winning freelancer students are actually doing. So now, let's say we are both freelancers and you want to go on Facebook and get companies to work with us. Now, for the newbie or for the clueless, their first resort is to actually go out here and join Facebook groups. So let's say you are a writer. You most likely want to join writing groups to get jobs, right? And I don't blame anyone who does that, but they don't know better yet, right? So they join those groups. And what happens is that other people are thinking like that. So thousands of other writers have joined those groups. And they post the job, everybody is holding around the job, and that drives the price down. And even if you do get jobs, you're going to be getting jobs at very extremely low prices. Now, on the other end, I'm also a writer. But instead of me going to these Facebook groups where there are writers, I think, what kind of people actually need this high income skill that I have on my hands? And people who sell stuff online, right? People who have a website, right? Business owners, right? People who are trying to sell stuff online, people who have blogs, lawyers, and the rest of that. Now, I go to these business owners groups, or I go to people who sell stuff online, maybe dropshipping or e-commerce groups, or people who have an email list online and offer my writing services to them. Now, because there are not a lot of writers there, and those people are most likely business people and don't have that particular skill, I can set my own price and also get paid more while working with less clients. So while the average person, while you, maybe an average person at that point in time, is working 10 jobs at $50 and making $500 per hour, I'm working one job and making that $500 to $1,000 basically without doing any extra work. So that's why I said you want to find a way to actually work smart, also work hard, and you get amazing results as long as you're not a lazy person. Okay. So far you have the beginner friendly upper mastery course, also about 100,000 there. You're not going to be paying that amount, right? You have the LinkedIn client outbound client acquisition masterclass. What's over 150K? You're not going to be paying that. The Facebook Live acquisition system, what's over 100K? You're not going to be paying that. Which brings the total value of the high pay paying program to over 350,000 there. But you are not going to be paying that. But that's not all, okay? I want to make this really simple for beginners and those who don't have a digital skill yet. So when you join the high pay paying program, you're going to get skills, not just any type of skills, but high income skills. Remember what I said about high income skills? High income skills are skills that can get paid thousands of dollars and also has high demand in the market. Okay? So when you join the high pay paying program, the first high income skill you're going to get access to learn is copywriting, right? The kick-ass copywriting course. You're going to learn how to write copy as a beginner that will get you more sales, clients, and money than you can ever imagine, right? And yet one of my students, Kevin, right, he's like, I want to thank you because your course opened the way for me. I have earned over $3,000 from generating now. I have a job success score of over 93%. I'm just 19 to be 20. Was that? Thank you so much. I was like, my boss, Keva, glad to be part of your story and the rest of that. And Keva is a copywriter. So this is what copywriting can do for you once you learn it from the High Pay Payment program. we want to learn from the high premium program or from our academy, basically, when you join today. Okay? So if you don't want to do copywriting, that's fine. There's another high income skill. What is copywriting? By the way, copywriting is simply writing adverts and sales letters for people to help them sell their products or services. Okay? Now, if you don't want to do copywriting, the next high income skill that you can learn is the content writing and content marketing crash course. You're going to learn exactly how to write and create content that goes viral for businesses. Okay? So content writing is needed for businesses because they need to put out content out there. They have to put out writings out there so that their business is actually alive and it can help them rank well on Google search bars. Okay. So one of my students who does this is like, because the first job, it's definitely up, right? Or the charges, about charges 10% of your any job you do, okay? But it was like, but that's still good for me though. I'm using it to build momentum there. Imagine my first job on Upwork being $1,000. By the end of this month, I should be making at least $2,000. That's not momentum to be there. Now I throw this back at you. Imagine your first job on Upwork, and maybe you get started in the next 1 month or 2 months. Get your first job at $1,000. How much more would that change your life? What would you be able to change in your life? $1,000 is 730,000 there. I don't know where your financial state, but I believe that an extra 700,000 there every single month is actually going to be helpful to anyone. Okay. So the next high income skill you get when you join the Happy Financial Paying program today is the full stack digital marketing course. Okay. You're going to learn everything about digital marketing, how to track KPIs, how to do Facebook, how to use Facebook marketing, how to use Twitter marketing, how to use Google marketing, and the rest of that. You're going to learn a full stack digital marketing course from top to bottom. This is also a high income skill. Can really pay thousands of dollars. Also has high demand. So you can see it right here, right? So one of my students, Ransom Olukutum, is like completed this yesterday, and truly, what you say about clients appear on the high side is very true. I don't ever want to work for low-paying clients again going forward. I don't see shake for their hands. I also got on that gig. I'm supposed to start this weekend. Good morning, Walter. Right, and that's also because the job here, I think, so within the space of 2 weeks, Ransom Olukutu has made $1,200. Now, current exchange rate, that's 870,000 within 2 weeks. The month has not ended yet, right? And that's what digital marketing can get you. Let's say you're not a fancy writer, you don't want to write, or maybe write, you feel like writing is not your type of thing, then you can do this. And so far, all three high income skills I've mentioned that you can learn from the high performance pairing program can either be done with your phone, your laptop, or your tablet, right? Whichever of those devices you have, as long as you have access to internet, you can do it with that, okay? So the next high income skill you get when you join the high paid performing program today, as added on top of it, is the social media marketing skill. I'm going to learn how anyone can use the power of social media marketing to get clients and build business. So one of the major things I'm going to learn here is how to become a social media handler. It's replying tweets, replying this thing, coming up with content that is going to make people engage more with the company's post and the rest of that, right? And we have one of my students who is a social media marketer. You can say it's like, boss, what this is true. I decided to take the course on social media marketing and apply the same things that you taught. Boom, I got my first job at $1,000 for just working 10 minutes every single day. Some days I don't work at all, and I still brought them results, right? And this is what social media marketing can get you. It's an extremely high paying skill that if utilized properly, you should not even at base level, you should not be working for anything less than $300 per client. And if you're working with just, if let's say you're working at the lowest level, you're working with just 3 companies or 3 clients per month, that's $900 per client. And that's $900 for 3 clients. And at current exchange rates, that's 611,000 naira. This is the beautiful leverage that freelancing offers to you and earning in dollars offers to you. Okay. So let's say you don't want to do that, you don't want to do copywriting, you don't do content writing, you don't want to do digital marketing, you don't do social media marketing. And next thing you can learn in the Hyper Film program is the UI/UX design for beginners. I'm going to start calling it the HPF. Okay, so we're allowed to bite my tongue. It's a long name for the program. All right. So in the HPF, you can learn UI/UX design. And they usually advise this to people who are graphic designers and have a good laptop. I'm going to learn how to design apps and websites and make the user experience and the user interface extremely good, fluid, and smooth, right? And you get paid really good amount of money for it. And it's one of the highest paying skills. But for this particular skill, you definitely need a laptop. All right. I have a friend. He learned UI UX design after I stopped him himself. But now he's a stubborn head. He went to because he's scared. He went to go and start working for Nigerian client, and they were paying him 150K a month for a full-time job. And after that, I was like, this is too much. This money is too small. You're not going to go anywhere in life. You're earning only 150. After much pressure, he took some things from the high paid economic training program. I gave him the course to learn and started targeting foreign companies. And he got his first job as an intern. It was not even full time in this particular one at $700 per month. And after the 3 months probation period, he started getting paid $3,000 per month. So look at it, $700 as an intern. You're not working full hours. You're still like learning, and the rest of that, at least learning how to work within the company. That means you're already making 511,000 naira at that stage. That is a really massive leverage that you can never cover as long as you're working and earning in naira. Okay? And over time, and after the 3 months of probation period, you're getting paid $3,000 a year. Okay? So that's not all. Okay? Now, here's one of my students personally, is Philip Odulaja. It's like he was like, I was asking like how far had his interview. Like it went great, but he got the offer. He decided to work with a Berlin firm now. So a firm in Portugal, if I remember correctly, reached out to him and they wanted to process his visa and the rest of that. And that's something I've got to tell you. Freelancing can process your Japa plans because you have skills. You're not going to be struggling wherever it is that you decide to move in this world, right? And it's like I work with a Berlin firm now. They pay me $40,000 per annum and they pay monthly. Now that's around $3,000, right? And that is super awesome, right? Because they are paying him around $3,000 monthly. And I left my video earning 2.4 million naira every single month. To be specific, 2,433,000 naira every single month while doing UI UX design while staying in Nigeria. That can afford him a lifestyle that most people would only dream of. They will never ever get to smell. Most people don't even get paid off of this $100 bill right here in my hand. This is just 73,000 there. Most people don't get up to that. And if you want to actually break out of that rat race, you want to actually have high income skills. And that's what this program does for you. Okay? So the last high income skill that you can learn in the high performance training program is technical writing. You're going to learn how to write complex terms and break down complex meanings in the simplest format. And you can do this for people who are into building softwares or companies who are into building softwares, or you can write this for companies who are into building softwares or companies that are maybe engineers or for people who create VPNs or for doctors too. Any of these complex terms or terminologies, all you have to do is simplify it with your knowledge and get paid really good amounts of money for it. Okay? Now, with all of this knowledge at your fingertips, you can now see how you can become a modern day money-making freelance machine. That's awesome. But that's not all. There is still more to make this really, really good for you. Now, if you get the high-paid freelancer premium program today, which is the HPF premium program, I'm going to add some extra bonuses for you, right? Because I absolutely don't want you to have any excuse to fail. And I call these bonuses the no failure bonuses. So the first no failure bonus you're going to get access to is no failure bonus number 1. You're going to get full access to the members area. So you can ask your questions, get in touch directly with me or my assistants, and have companions on your journey. And on this same one, you're going to get access to my personal student line. This is where my students reach out to me personally to actually so I can see their message easily and communicate to them and guide them through some things, right? You also have the group chat where you can communicate with my assistants, right? And they can also help you answer your questions. And sometimes I also drop nuggets there. Okay, that's also going to get no failure bonus just number 1. Going to get so this makes it really good for you because number 1, you have guidance. Number 2, you have like-minded individuals who are also into freelancing and working the same goal towards you. That makes it easier for you to achieve these things. All right. Now, no failure bonus number 2 you get when you join the HPF Premium program today, HPF Premium, is how to get your first client in 2 weeks or less. I'm just going to teach you exactly what you need to do to get your first client or person to work with in 2 weeks or less, right? And this is to speed up your progress. Once you already have the skill, you're going to use this to learn how you can get exactly what I would have done if I need to actually use to get a client that will going to work with me for my service that I offer super fast. Okay? Now, no failure bonus resource number 3. You're going to get access to periodic meetings and masterminds that will help you find your feet faster, right? So we hold routine classes and meetings with the students. I hold my classes, our masters who also hold occasionally, so that you have full proper guidance and know what it is you are going to do. You can ask your questions and find your feet faster. And you're also going to get access to the previous classes that we've held before. Okay? Now, that fees that is not enough. You're going to get a no failure bonus resource number 4 to help you go through this faster and get your gigs and start seeing results from this faster. And no failure bonus resource number 4 you're going to get is the closer secrets. You're going to learn how to close more deals by asking the right questions. Now, Walter, what do you mean by that? And why do you think that's important with us? Let me explain to you. So let's say you're having a headache, right? So you're having a headache, you've had this headache for like 3 days, and you go to meet a doctor. Now, the first doctor you meet is like off its head. We're going to have to operate on you. We're going to have to crack your skull open and operate on you, right? Doesn't even give you any explanation, doesn't even ask you any question. He just touches your head, feels your temperature, and says that. They're going to be alarmed, right? Because when you think, oh, it's not that serious, why are they going to start operating on my head? Right? Given the maybe the risk that it has, like high risk surgery, right? And it's like a life or death situation for you. You don't want anybody to operate on your head. Now, you decide to meet a second doctor. Now, this second doctor asks you the right question. They say, when did this headache start? You're like, oh, 3 days ago. He's like, do you feel the headache on the right side of your head, on the left side of your head? You answer the doctor, right? He's like, did you hit your head somewhere before the headache starts, or you just woke up from sleep, right? And he asks if there are any other symptoms that come with the headache. Are you having running temperature and the rest of that? And after that, that same doctor says, all right, we're going to have to operate on you, over your head. Now, which of these doctors would you be more comfortable with allowing to operate on you? Obviously, the second doctor asks you the right questions. And even if the second doctor is charging you more, you're still going to be more comfortable getting that second doctor to operate on you because he asks you the right questions and now you see him as an expert and someone that actually cares about what happens to you. Now, in this story or the analogy I just gave you, business owners are the person who is sick, are basically you. And the doctors are basically you who is offering your services to them. Now, why every other novice is doing, I can do your business, I can fix your business, my students and you, because you've watched this video and the rest of that, they're going to know the smart things to say and exactly what you to say to actually get them to see an expert and work with you. Okay, so that's why this bonus is super powerful when it's going to help you change the dynamic of, even if you already have a personal business or moving your personal relationships or different, and maybe in whatever it is, it's going to change the dynamic and give you a huge edge over other freelancers. Okay. But that's not all. Now you're going to get bonus resource, no failure bonus resource number 5. You're going to learn the 0 to 2K challenge. This is a challenge where you just take from $0 to $2,000 monthly, wherever you are as a beginner freelancer, as a freelancer that already had a skill and knows exactly what you're doing. This is a step-by-step process that shows you what you need to do to get to $2,000 monthly, and that's a challenge. And when you take this challenge, you should come out victorious. I have a couple of my students that take it and have come out victorious, and they're making nothing less than $2,000 every single month. And for context, $2,000 every single month is just 1.4 million naira. That's not a bad amount of money to make if you're living in Nigeria or if you're even living abroad too. It's going to help supplement your main income. Okay. Now, you are going to get access to no failure bonus resource number 6. And this is a very important one because it's called 3 payment methods to receive your money in the best possible exchange rate. Now, instead of you receiving your money at CBN rates, where if you receive $1,000, you're getting that $1,000 at 450. If you receive it via any of these methods I'm going to show you, and it's not PayPal, don't worry, I'm going to try to say for your money will lose to find your account, by the way, you're going to get it at the black market exchange rate. Okay? And it's not even crypto. I'm not saying you can't receive money through crypto, you can receive money through crypto, but most clients don't really trust crypto yet. So that's also another problem. Especially if I'm working for a client that is in the crypto industry. Okay? So you're going to get 3 payment methods. You can see your money in the best possible exchange rate. So if you receive of $1,000 at 450K, you are receiving it at 730K, you're receiving it at 770K, or the current exchange, black market exchange rate going on, you're going to receive your money. Okay? Now, finally, you're going to get access to no failure bonus resource number 7. You're going to get free 1-year membership to the High Paid Freelancers Premium Program Academy, right? Free 1-year membership. Now, you're going to get access to all the courses and everything for free for a lifetime. You're going to get access to it for a lifetime. We're also going to get free 1 year membership to the HPF Academy. Okay, and you're also going to get certifications for each and every course that you take to prove that, oh, this person has done it and this is the result the person has gotten. Okay, and this is what the certificate looks like. You can put this on your LinkedIn profile, you can put it on your Upwork profile, and the rest of that. Okay, so as you can see, I've included everything that you need to take your first step on the freelancer's path to earn at least $1,000 per project or per month without you needing much experience, even if you're a complete newbie. Without needing a degree. I don't have a degree, and I understand if you don't have a degree too. If you have one, awesome too. That's even better. Without you need to wait for years as a Nigerian job. Without you being the most gifted in your industry. And most importantly, without you relying on luck. All right? Now, please note that all of these materials are in video, PDF, and recording formats, and you're going to get access immediately to them once you join the Hypervalue Payment Program, so that you make payments to join the program. Okay? Now, Walter, how much does it cost to enroll for the high-paid freelancer premium program? I'm going to tell you in a minute. But first, I want you to look at these, right? So here's a testimonial from my student who learned knowledge. It's like, hey, let's go. It's like, hi, the client retained me and I've been helping him. I don't really like these other words, but basically he's getting really paid well from the client. And you can see it right here, right? 566 hours worked. And he can see it for that week, he worked 24 hours at $15 per hour. That's $1,110. So it was like, what my life has changed. At home, even my parents don't look at me the same way anymore. Even amongst my guys, God, I'm so grateful. I bless the day I messaged you. 8K Naira to $8,000, right? And that was super awesome, right? One of my students again, Rami Jahid, and Emmanuel is 18. It's like, how old are you? I'm 18. Wow, that's good for you. You're proud of yourself. And can hire you for $750 a month. But first, I have to talk to the team. Sterling will send you an email with to explain the scope of your work. And Sterling sent him the email and he got hired for that job. Right? Or we have Philip Odlaja, the UI/UX designer, that's earning $3,000 per month and $4,000 per year. Okay? And there are tons and tons of this. Like, bro, I owe you a lot. Ever since I took your advice, I've been getting a lot of interviews and I finally got a project to design a website for $1,300 a day. Thank you, sir. Right? Now, be honest to yourself. How much do you think it's worth for someone to show you how to land jobs like this, even if you have no skill? Right? Now, remember, here is all you'll be getting. The beginner-friendly Upwork Mastery course, the LinkedIn Outbound Client Acquisition Masterclass, the Facebook Client Acquisition System, the Kick-Ass Copywriting course, the Content Writing and Content Marketing Crash course, the Full Stack Digital Marketing course, Social Media Marketing School, what over 50,000 there, the UI/UX Design for Beginners, the bonus number one, no failure bonus number one, focus to remember. No failure bonus number two, how to get your first client in 2 weeks or less. No failure bonus number three, lifetime access to our periodic meetings and masterminds held by me and my assistants who are top freelancers too, right? No failure bonus is number four. Failure secret, how to close more deals by asking the right questions. No failure bonus resource number five, the $0 to $2,000 challenge, right? No failure bonus resource number six, free payment ways to receive your money, right? In the best possible exchange rates. No failure bonus resource number seven, full 1 year free membership to the HPF Academy. This is something that people pay 20,000 naira per year for, but you're not going to pay that amount, right? And you're also going to get certificates for each and every skill that you take from this program, right? Now, on average, it's going to cost you around $200 to learn just one of the skills here on its own. Imagine if you want to get this, that means you have to pay $600 especially if you're in a foreign market. So if you go around to any of the cyber cafes around you and say you want to learn it, they will charge you big amounts of money for this. And at the end of the day, you're still going to learn how to use that skill that you've learned to actually make money out of it. Okay? But you're not going to be paying that, and you're still going to learn everything here for less. Right? And you're still going to learn how to use the same skill set and get paid $500 to $1,000 per month every single month. Okay? And so you're still going to get everything mentioned here. Now, the regular price to get into the high-paid freelancer premium program costs 50,000 naira, right? And you can see it right here from seller. This is the way people is buying it from my website. I want to made a sale, 50,000. I can see it right here, live and direct. But as long as you are watching this right now, you get a very special benefit. And this benefit is only available to you if you act fast. And I mean very fast. I have something, but I also have, so basically, you get to pay only 30,000 naira. Instead of you paying 50,000 naira or 100,000 naira, you don't get to pay that. You get to pay only 30,000 naira. So to join, and you still get everything mentioned here in the high paid preparing program, including the mentorship and guidance and the rest of that, every single thing, right? So to make payment, simply send 30,000 naira to the account details. 0089620022 Sterling Bank, Walter Chukwuebuka Enya. Take a screenshot of this right now, or copy and paste it, and send 10,000 of these accounts. Now, how do you get access? Once you make payments, you send a screenshot, which is basically a proof of payment, or maybe the email you sent to your debit alert, to my DM, to my WhatsApp DM, to my number, right? If you cannot remember my number, check the description of this video, or check the description of wherever I'm going to upload this class to. You're going to see a link to actually reach out to my number with the words HPF 2023. I would see your message and I will grant you instant access. Send your email and its proof of payment to my DM, my WhatsApp DM, and then add the words HPF 2023. I would see your message and I will give you instant access to join the hybrid training program community, so you can start getting awesome results like my students. Now, one more thing. Here's what people who have actually gotten the hybrid training program also have to say. Okay, so I'm going to play a video for you shortly. So let's listen to this person's testimony. Okay.
Hi guys, I purchased the HPF premium course in December 2021. I've been freelancing on Upwork since like I think October, and I've been sending proposals, but I was not getting any responses. So I bought the course in December and I went through the course. I learned a lot. It was very informative. Learned how to make my profile better, how to send better proposals, and all of that. And since then, I just got to work and I started sending proposals regularly. And January this year, I think that was a month, let's say exactly a month after I got the course, I got my first gig, and it was for over $1,000. So I've basically made about times 10 of the amount of money, or I think times 20 of the amount of money that I paid for the course. So yes, thank you, Walter, for creating such a very good course. It's a very good course, very eye opening, and I would encourage everyone to take a look.
All right, so you can see that you had made over 10 times the amount of money you paid for the course. So your first gig at $500, the price you're paying within the next, and by the way, I forgot to mention, you have only 48 hours after watching this to actually make payment of 30,000 naira. If you fail to meet up on that, you're basically going to have to pay the full price of the program, which is 50,000 naira plus. Please take note of that. Right, here's what another of my students actually has to say. Right, so let's listen to him.
Hi, I'm Samuel, and if you're watching this, you're probably considering buying one of Walter's courses. You probably have your doubts. You're wondering if it's worth your time, effort, or money. Probably because you've bought a course or two before, and they just were not worth your time, and they just weren't worth it. Or you heard a thing or two about online courses before that they are just grabbing money from you and you don't see results. Well, I don't know about that, but I can give you an example of myself. I'm a direct response copywriter, and before jumping on the 0 to 2K challenge by Walter, it seemed like a lot. $2,000 seemed like it was just a lot for people to pay me to write. It's only been a couple of weeks, and I've already crossed the $1,000 mark. Now I know it is very possible to reach 2,000 and even more. Walter is going to teach you everything you need to know to get the clients. He's going to teach you about Upwork. He's going to teach you about LinkedIn, sending proposals, the mindset, the pitching, discovery calls. He's going to teach you everything. It now comes down to you to take action now and to continuously take action consistently to see the results that you want. I recommend Walter's courses, 0 to 2K Challenge, iPremium Freelancer, and I believe that you would get the results you want from them.
All right, so that's on that's the material out there, and there are thousands and thousands of testimonies. So please take notes. If you want to join the Hyper Influencer Training Program, you have only 48 hours, basically 2 days, after watching this video right now to get in at the slot of 30,000 naira. I'm going to be notified when you've watched it up to this point, so I'm going to know. All right, so please take note of that. And don't come into my DM and say, "Hi, Walter, I've watched the video and expect me to start taking the chat off from there." I really don't care if you say that, then that's fine. I will just ignore you because there are thousands of other people who actually want to get into the Hyper Influencer program and have been looking for this opportunity. So you DM and say, "Hi, Walter, I want to make payment for the HPF, or I want to make payment for the Hyper Influencer program." And then either I or my assistant who also help me manage my WhatsApp would actually reply you on how to proceed about that. And you already have the account number. You make payments, you send the details, just in case you want to actually chat more before you make payments. That's what you does exactly what you should say. But you can send the details, you can simply make payments and send a screenshot and your email to my DM with the words this thing, HPF 2023, and you'll be able to get access. So let's round this up. I have some frequently asked questions that you'd actually like to tackle, right? So one more thing, here are some other testimonials from my students, right? So here are some more testimonials I got from my students. Now here's one from Peter. He is a web designer. He's like, Walter, how are you? Remember this? They don't hire me, $2,000 per month to design for. Right? And you can see we have good news about your application, and they sent him an offer letter and the rest of it. And we have, and he made, and that's $2,000 per month. That's 1.4 million I think, per month being a web designer while living in Nigeria. Now, for each particular skill set, you need a laptop, and that's fine. If you don't have a laptop, go for the other skill sets in the HPF where you need only a smartphone to do, or you can do it from any of the devices. So we have one down from Cassie. Is like he's showing me a screenshot of his payments that he has gotten from Upwork. You can see one here, $350 spending. You can see $1,200. You can see $200. You can see $1,500 of gigs that he has closed all on Upwork. Okay, or from our favorite, one of my favorite social media marketers from the HBR Premium program, which is Alex Effions. Like I just got a gig of $2,600, and the client wants to make payment now. And the reason why he was sending me this was because he was trying to find the best possible means to receive his money. I remember what I said, if you do money in any high exchange rate, you could be getting a shortfall for this kind of money, getting a shortfall of up to 500,000 naira. And that's not the kind of money you actually want to miss or misuse, okay? So here's another one. I got 4 job offers and 6 from LinkedIn last 2 weeks. Thank you, coach. Or maybe like Frances, who went from this on 1st of October, she messaged me and asked me for some advice. 1st of October 2021. And within the space of less than a year, she went from that to this. And by the way, Frances is a mother. She has a full-time 9 to 5 job, and she still does this. She has time to do this and get paid really good amounts of money. So I was like, hi, Walter, I just wanted to let you know. I got interpreted batch last month. I was like, my boss, congratulations. How much end now? It was like, on Upwork, she has earned over $8,000. For some clients who can answer Upwork, and she has earned over $11,000 there. So she has made over 7 to 8 million naira within a space of a year. That's about 500K every single month that most people would never actually get to experience, even as newbie, within the space of 1 year experience. Okay. So this is the account you make payment to 0089620022 Sterling Bank. You're going to see my name there, Walter Chukwuebuka in there, and you can make payment to join the IPH Freelancer Premium program. I would onboard you immediately. Once you make payment, send a screenshot or your proof of payment and your own email to my DM with the words HPF 2023. Once you do that, I will see your message and grant you instant access and be welcomed into our freelancing community, okay? So let's talk about frequently asked questions. Now, the first question I usually get asked is, can I do this with my phone? And the answer to that is, yes, you can. It depends on what skill you're offering. Even about as long as it's mostly this, the first few high copies I mentioned, which is social media marketing, content writing, technical writing, copywriting, and you can do that with your phone. If you want to do web design, programming, and the rest, you actually need a laptop, right? Now, the next question I usually get asked most is, when is this program? Because I said already, now this is an online program and course that will always be available for a lifetime for you to get access to, as long as the page is up. However, the price that's available to you that is watching the video currently right now, which is 30,000 there, it's not going to be for more than 48 hours. So please take note of that. Okay. Now, what if I have a job or I'm a busy student? Can I do this on the side? And my answer to that is both yes and no. Now, let me explain. If you can spend 2 to 3 hours every single day, then yes, you can. But if you can't, if you don't have time to spare that, which I think is a use, but if you feel like you really don't have time to do that, then this is not going to be for you, and you can't do this on the side. Okay, so please take note of that. Now, next question I get asked is, what if I don't have a digital skill? That's not a problem. There are currently 6 high income skills in the IPA Freelancer Premium program that you can do, right? And you don't have to do all of them. Simply pick one high income skill. It could be copywriting, it could be content writing, it could be digital marketing. Pick one of them, learn them, and go to the client acquisition aspect of the program. Use what you've learned from there and start getting paid massive amounts of money. Okay. Now, the next question I usually get asked is, am I going to pay for anything else? And the answer to that is no, absolutely not. Upon payment, you won't be asked to pay for anything else, and neither will you need to, as this requires absolutely no startup cost. Okay. Now, how long until I get my first client and start making money? Now, I can easily tell you in 2 weeks or less, and I have proof to back that up. But here's the thing. Not everyone's going to get their first client that fast. Now, some take up to a month or more. The only thing I can guarantee you is that focus on implementing ruthlessly and patiently what I'm going to show to you. You're going to get paying clients upwards of $1,000 per project and lots more, much sooner than you expect. Okay? Now, how long will I have access to everything in the Hyper Transfer program and everything you promised us live here today once I sign up today? The answer to that is you're going to get lifetime access to everything. So you can relax and go through it at your own pace. Okay? Maybe even if you're like at your work now, but you want to secure it at the current price, so you don't have to pay double or triple later in the future. That's fine. All right. Now, how long will it take me to go through the program and start implementing? Now, usually this depends on your hunger for success. And it mostly takes most of my students around 15 to 21 days to actually go through it. But if you spend more time or spend more hours than the average person, obviously they're going to go through it in a shorter time frame. Spend less hours and less time, they're going to go through it in a longer time frame. So like I said, it mainly depends on your hunger for success. Okay? Now, the next question I just get is, do I need to go through every section of the program before I get my first client or I start making money? And the answer to that is a massive no. Like I said, you have to pick just one client acquisition method. It could be maybe through Upwork, it could be maybe through LinkedIn, it could be maybe through this thing, Facebook, or maybe code email and websites. Then pick a high income skill, right? It could be copywriting, it could be digital marketing, social media marketing, it could be UI UX design. Learn both of them, and boom, you are good to go. All right. Now, the next question is, will the price of the HPF increase anytime soon? And the answer to that is a overwhelming, okay, that's not a, it's an overwhelming yes. And the reason for that is because number one, the high pay program is already underpriced at 50,000 naira. The current price that you are paying for the next 48 hours, which is 30,000 naira, it's even further on the price. So after 48 hours, price goes back to 50,000 naira. And pretty soon, I'm going to be increasing the HPF for 50,000 naira per person to 75,000 naira to get into the program, because all of these goodies, if you try to get them elsewhere in this world, and keep in mind, this is the best freelance program in Nigeria and arguably Africa. But for Nigeria now, there's nobody that can compete with the results that this program has gotten students and the lives that it has changed. All right. So the price is definitely going to increase back to 50K after the next 48 hours of you watching this. And that's basically it. Okay. So hopefully I'll be able to answer all your questions with this. Here's the account to make payment to 0089 620022 sterling back. You send 30,000 naira to that account. And you see my name with the account. Once you send that, you send a screenshot of the payments as received or your screen or receipt of payments being made, and your email to my DM with the words HPF 2023, and I'll grant you instant access and body to join the community. Right? And you can see this amazing community with over 3,371 students as of the time I took this screenshot. Right? You can see it. This person is Abma. It's been a great month. It's been 1 month I started freelancing and getting a job at $10 per hour. You can see on that job at $400. These are just one simple jobs, right? And you can see one at $3,000 and lots more, right? I can even show you one. I think I took that today. Blew my mind actually, right? And maybe some of you might never get to experience. Maybe you will actually get to experience this, but not as beginners. And he himself is not a beginner. And let me just upload that so I can really show it to you. This guy got a job for $10,000, right? So let's make this really big so you can see it. This is a job like sweetest offer I don't get, and it's for writing for this duration of 3 months for 10,000 US dollars, and that's 7 million naira within the space of 3 to 5 months that is going to be completing this project. So definitely, freelancing can change your life, and it's entirely up to you to know what decision to make. Do you want to get in, or do you want to keep stalling? Do you want to keep stalling by coming to my DM after watching the video and saying, Walter, I've watched the video. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'll just tell you, okay, that's nice, right? Because you already know what to do after watching this video. You take action, you're taking action, you take action and join the High Paid Helping program and take your life back into your own hands and change your life. If you're not joining, that's fine. And I also fully understand that freelancing is not for everyone. So if you sincerely feel like this is for you, make no time or delay not and join. If you feel like this is not for you, well, I'm happy to be able to impart this knowledge to you. At least you know that there are other ways of making money online legitimately without you doing fraud or scamming anybody and still earning a good living online. So with that being said, I'm ending the video now, and I will see you inside the High Pay Plus Premium program. Okay, so I'll see you inside.